Hi everybody, welcome to TechFusion Academy. In this video, we are going to be talking about the CSS colors and shadow effects. Let's move to the next slide. So the CSS colors, CSS supports 140 plus color names, HEX values, and then RGB values. Then we also have hue, saturation, and light values, then the alpha value and the opacity. So we have the color name, that is standard color names like red, blue, and this. The hexadecimal value, we have the RGB values with alpha, hue, saturation, and light values, hue, saturation, and light with alpha for opacity. Let's move to the next part. That is, RGBA color values are an extension of RGB colors with an alpha channel, which specifies the opacity for a color. In this case, we have an RGB color value is specified with red, green, blue, and A, which is for alpha. The alpha parameter is a number between 0.0 that is fully transparent and 1.0 that is fully opaque. So we have an example. Let's create an example in our own part. We'll come here. We'll just have H1 and we'll say define colors with RGBA values. We should have something better here. So then we'll come here, we'll have P tag, we'll say red, also have another P tag, green, we'll also have another P tag, blue, we'll say gray. Then we'd have another P tag and we'll say yellow. Then we'll have one more last P tag, we'll say cerise. Yes, then we'll give all of them ID. ID equals to P1. 2, 3, 4, yes. So that is this. Now let's come and style it out. We'll come here as that P1. What do we want inside our P1? We don't want it to be red. We want to use RGB values. So we'll say background color should be RGBA 25 to 55 000, but in this aspect it will be 0.3. Then as well, we'll use as P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. But in this aspect, yeah, this has given us exactly what we want. But in this aspect, where we have P4, we would have 192, 192, 192. 192, 192. Okay. 192. Yes. Then we'll have 225, then 205. Yeah. So this is very, very perfect. Now let's check it out. So can you see our colors? We have red, green, blue, gray, yellow, and cerise. So that is that for the first color. Then we're also going to have all of them in hexadecimal values. In this place, we already have our HTML. So instead of RGB, we'll come here, out, so back them all off. Then we'll come here, we'll say HLSA, that we want to have them in hue, saturation, and light values. I just want them to have values for now. Then we'll come here. This is red. Okay. But in this aspect, we want this to be 120, 120, 100%, 50%, and this should give us 0. This should give us 0.3. Then this one should be 120, 100. This will give us 75. 75. Oh. 75, then 0.3. 50, 0.3. It's still 120, 120. 120, 100, 25, 25, 0.3. Then in number 4, we would have 120, would have 60, would have 50, then would have 0.3. Then in our number 5, would have 290, 290. In this aspect, we also have 0, we're having 50, we're having 0.3. Then this one we're having 290, 60, but in this aspect, this one will be 70, and this one will be 0.3. Now, let's check it out. This is in hue, saturation, and light volume. Can you see how this works for all the green? And this is for the yellow. Now, we also have opacity. We'll have to go back to our red, green, blue that we had. Yeah. So then, in this aspect, we're going to remove where we have 0.0.0 and we'll give it opacity instead. Then in this aspect, so after closing it, we'll say opacity, which is 0.6. So instead of going through instead of going to this opacity stress, we can just have something like that hue saturation and I say hue saturation, that alpha format. Now let's check it out. Can you see our in our red, it's not giving us anything. I don't know why, but that is how that is. Now let's move to the next part, which is, so that is that about that. So we've done HLSA colors, hue saturation and light, that an extension of HLS colors with an alpha channel, which specifies the opacity that we just did. That is for that. Then we just did opacity property by adding the opacity property to it. It says the opacity property says the opacity for the all elements, both background color and the text will be opaque/transparent. The opacity property value must be a number 1 between 0.0 fully transparent and 1.0 fully opaque. So that's how that works. Thank you for watching this video. Please do well to follow us across all socials at Tech Academy. See you next time. Bye.